Hello my marvellous sausages. This video is about all the ships you can earn without going anywhere near the Eververse store. So these ships are things you can earn from doing tasks in-game, or you can get them from completing triumphs or anything like that. No brightest or silver needed. So those moths in your wallet are safe for a little while longer. So let's get into it first of all, and we're going to have a look at the Reefborn Warbird. Bloody hell, this is a sexy beast. Now this one came in Season 15, and 16.5% of you already have it, which isn't that much really. Now the reason why, I reckon, is because it's all related on how to get it. You need to complete the Aegir's or Arga's Scepter Catalyst and apply it, and then you need to cash in the Devotee's Remnant Triumph. Now the problem, of course, is that loads of people are having a very annoying time trying to get this blinking catalyst to drop, which is what's preventing a lot of people from having it. It drops from the astral alignment activity from the chests when you open it, so it's just RNG on that front, I'm afraid. But then when you complete the catalyst, go and do that Devotee's Remnant Triumph, and then the Reefborn the Reefborn Warbird will be yours. And look at it, it's a symphony in pipes, and I bloody love it. Now, if you're having trouble getting the catalyst and all that stuff, well, I've been here a while and I've done a video on that very thing, so you can go and have a little look. I'll stick it on the screen here and link it at the end, baby. Now, I'm making my way backwards through the seasons, so the next one that pops up, ship-wise, is the one called the Centrefire Ship, and you're probably thinking, I haven't got that. You're right, that's because nobody's got it. It's on 0%. Now, why is this? Well, we're not too sure because Bungie are keeping tight-lipped about it. Who knows why? But it says it drops from the Season of the Lost ritual playlists, which we believe means astral alignment. But of course, at 0%, no one's had it, so it's either one of two things. It's either tied to the legendary astral alignment, so you know the one that's the legendary version, which is much more difficult, and it's match made, so you get 6 people to get to play that. So I don't know if anybody's actually done that yet. So probably that might be the reason why it's not dropped, but more than likely it's linked to something else. Something like completing the story that we know isn't quite finished for Season of the Lost yet. So probably when the 30th anniversary pack comes out, or maybe just before Witch Queen, we'll be able to get this Centrefire ship. And it's very pretty, with nice fans on the back. Well, anyway, when I find out, I will let you know. Next, we've got the Vaultstrider. Season 14, 8.3% of you governors have it. And the reason why is because it's linked to the Vault of Glass raid, and you need to complete the triumph called Master Glasser, which means you basically need to complete the Vault of Glass on Master difficulty. It's that simple. I say it's that simple. It's obviously very hard, but it's a simple thing. It's not convoluted. So if you got your Vaultstrider, sound off in the comments below and say, look, I've got a Vaultstrider and it's beautiful, or I don't give a toss. Whatever you say, really. Next, we've got the Forbidden Memory. I have a few forbidden memories. It's from Season 14. 31% of us have it. Now, you get this by completing the Epilogue mission, which brings the Season of the Splicer to a close. There's my printer going off in the background. What an arsepipe. Now, the step is called Hero's Memorial, and you claim the ship and an Ascendant Shard from the Septic One-Eye in the helm, you know, the servitor. So it's pretty easy to get, you're just following the Splicer questline. Here's an important thing which you might not know. Once you've completed it, switch to your other characters if you're running 3, and then run the final override in the Fallen District, you know, where cops a packet, and you won't get the ship again, of course, because you've already had it, but you will get an Ascendant Shard on your other 2 characters. So you're going to get 3 Ascendant Shards altogether if you complete this quest line on all 3 of your characters. Handy little tip there, and if you've already done it, go and look on the servitor, and you'll just see an Ascendant Shard sitting there. Pick that golf ball up, it's worth a bloody fortune. Next one we've got is the High Gravitas, a long pointy baby that it is actually quite attractive. It's from Season 13, 24.4% of us have this, so a quarter of Guardians, there we are, maths. It's really easy to get. All you've got to do is get rank 21 on the war table, and then you can just pick it up from there. It'll be available to collect. That's it. Nice and easy. I do like it, but I'll never use it. I don't know. Okay, let's move on to the 4th mark. This is from Season 12. Only 10.2% of Guardians have this one, and it's a bloody looker, I don't mind telling you. Now, this is a random drop reward from the High Celebrant mission from Season of the Hunt, so it's probably going into the content, well, it is going into the content vault come Witch Queen, so you'll only be able to earn it in-game up until February, and then you just got to wait for it to turn up in the Eververse again, which, let's face it, isn't going to happen that often. It may do, but who knows. Now, it drops when you kill the big bad at the end, and I've made I've made a video on this, and it's such a good looking ship that I think is well worth going for. But some quick tips for you. You've got a reset lure trick that you can do on hunts. So you set your lure up to go and do the High Celebrant hunt. When you get into the mission, then you can reset the lure. So that means you're keeping your charges and not using charges up. And then also you'll get a chance to farm it. That means run it again and again, because it doesn't count it, you see, when you reset your lure. So you can do that as many times as you like. But what I would say, the best way to do it, because I ran this normally and I didn't reset my lure, but I just left the countdown run to the end when you finish the mission. You know, you get a mission countdown and it says, okay, you're going to be finishing, but have a look around, you never know what you might find. Leave that run, and for you to be ejaculated into orbit normally, and then you'll get it drop in that moment when the screen goes black from the mission ending to going into orbit. That's when I got mine. But anyway, if you want to go and have a look at the vid, and it's a bloody fine ship as well, then go and have a look at it. Yes, right. Moving on to the Radiant Accipiter, which is probably one of the best named ships I've ever come across in my entire life. It's from Season 12, and there's 26.4% of Guardians actually have this one. So to get it, you need to complete the Birds of Prey exotic mission that you pick up from the Crow, and it involves as well completing the Harbinger mission and collecting 100 paracausal feathers. Now, these are strewn around the Harbinger mission. There's 5 that turn up over 3-week periods. You've got 5 one week, 5 the next, and 5 the other. And then you also get some dropping from the bosses that you kill as well. So by picking up the feathers and getting all the bosses deaded, it usually takes about 3 weeks to get. Now, there's loads of videos on YouTube about the locations of the feathers. You should have no problem finding that. And then once you get the 100 feathers, you have to go and locate the ship in the dam. But it's pretty easy to find because you've already run the Harbinger mission a few hundred times by now. Anyway, isn't it a beaut? Next, we've got The Last Flight Home, or, in other words, Marty McFly if he was a spaceship. Look at that body warmer, baby. We need to try and make it orange. Anyway, this comes in Season 12. 29% of people have it. That's nearly a third. Now, this is unlocked by completing a triumph. So if you go over to the Europa Triumph section and go in and have a look, you can see here on the first page, here it is, the European Tour. Earn a score of 1,400 or more in the Europa Destination Triumphs, which is where we are. So you can see it there, look. Now, I basically unlocked this by just generally doing the story and arsing about. I haven't done the raid or anything like that. You can see there's a couple of things that I haven't done there. So it's pretty easy to come by, to be perfectly honest. And what a bizarre ship it is. Now, we're moving into Season 8, and there's 3 ships in Season 8. So first of all, let's have a look at this one called the Bane of Tyrants. 25% of people have this one. Now, it's quite a hard one, to get, because you get it from the final boss of the Pit of Heresy, and it pops out as a legendary engram, but it's a very low drop rate, which of course is arse pipes. Now, I've read that if you don't get it before 40 runs of the dungeon, then it will automatically drop, but I think you'll have probably moved to Mars before you get 40 completions of the Pit of Heresy for this ship. This next one is called the Third Tide. Sounds like washing up liquid. 38.3% of people have this one. Now, this is related to the Altars of Sorrow, and particularly this triumph here called Sorrow's Bane. What you have to do is, at tier 5, you need to clear all 5 phases of the Nightmares in a row without a single sacrifice, and then defeat the boss. This is going to be pretty difficult if you're doing it solo, and back when Shadowkeep came out, there was loads of people piling around in the Altars of Sorrow, but I'm sure if you load in and out a few times, you'll find an instance where you get a lot of people helping you out. Then we've got the Spear of the Fore. 43.8% of people have this one. And it's kind of a standard looking ship, really. It's not too spectacular, to be perfectly honest. And this one is yet again tied to a Triumph. So to find the Triumph that unlocks it, go into Lifetime, and then you want to go over to Cooperative and down to Nightfalls. And it's this one here called Master Look. Complete a Nightfall strike on Master difficulty. Yet again, I haven't done this one, not because I don't think it can do it, but because I never do pre-made fire teams. I like to jump in with random players on a single playlist kind of thing, because that's my bag, baby. But there we go. That's how we get the Spear of the Fore. Now we're dropping down to Season 4, and this one is called the Ermine Tac 717. There she blows. Now this catchily titled arsehauler is a pain in the arse to get. Basically impossible if you're a solo player. You see, you need to complete the Last Wish raid, and then something called a glittering key will drop. This key is then used to open a particular chest. Now this chest is located after the Morgoth encounter and just before the Vault encounter. Now like I say, I haven't done this one unfortunately, but if you just type in Ermine Tac 717, there's plenty of vids out there telling you how to get it exactly and seeing the way to go. Yes, yes. I've got this next one, the Pallas Galliot, Season 4 again, 43% of people have got this one, so, you know, it's not that hard to get, but it's one of those annoying non-guaranteed drops. It comes from the Shattered Throne dungeon, and specifically the Ogre encounter or the final encounter with Dull Inkaru, or Dueling, let's just call them Dull Inkaru. Now, apparently, there's a 20% chance that it will drop for you, and I've only done the dungeon twice, to be perfectly honest, and it's dropped for me, so there's a pretty good chance of it dropping in our lap. Another one in Season 4, this is called the Great Beyond, a very unremarkable looking ship, but not many people have it. Only 13% of people have this one. Now this one drops from killing barons, so you're going to need the Forsaken campaign or access to it in order to complete it and have a chance for it to drop. Now I found that if you farm the Fanatic encounter, that's the last mission, then you can get to a checkpoint, kill the Fanatic. If it doesn't drop, just go back to orbit and then relaunch from the checkpoint and farm it again that way. I've done a video on this specifically, so if you want to go and have a little look, I'll leave a little link upstairs by there. Now, these next two ships are the last two, but I'm not too sure if they're still dropping in the game. You were all so incredibly wonderful and helpful on the Sparrows video, letting me know that certain Sparrows like the Other Side and things like that were dropping still. So, I have these questions for you. Now, I've got both of these ships, so let me know. First of all, we've got Adrift Apart. See this one here? 48.5% of people have it. Now, in the beginning, it seemed to only drop from a particular Gambit boss. You know, the big meatball server type fellow? Servitor, yes. If you kill him, there was a chance for it to drop from there. But let me know if you've had it drop from any boss in the Gambit match, or indeed at all. Next we're going to have a look at is Zavalas Authority. Only 8.8% of people have this one. This was probably the most rare one that I've got. Now I think the reason why is that it's not dropping anymore, quite frankly, because you used to get it up from level up packages from Zavala in Season 3. But if you've had it drop when you're leveling up with Zavala, please let me know. Who knows? There is one other ship, actually. It's called the Iron Pendragon. You can see that one here. Now, it's an Iron Banner drop, so you can get that from Iron Banner rank-up packages. Only 11% of people have it. It's all the way back in Season 2. Chances are, strongly, it's not in the loot pool anymore. If you had it drop, let us all know in the comments. So there we go. We've done all the ships that you can get without having to go to the Eververse. I've also done a video on Sparrows as well, so have a look at that one here. That's on screen now. And the final one to come will be for Ghosts. I'll probably do that one next week when we have a little bit of a fiddle around. And don't forget, if you're enjoying the video, a like and a subscribe would be utterly fantastic. And don't forget to comment as well. Thank you so much for watching my bibble. And I shall speak to you all again very soon. Sausage it.